Hey everybody, Tim Burchett. Lots going on right now. We're suspending rules, we're rushing things through. That's the kind of stuff that always scares me, and we're doing it because we need to get home for Christmas. And I get that. But, dadgummit, y'all pay us $178,000 to do a job, and right now we're really not doing a very good job at it. My daddy missed, I guess, 4 or 5 Christmases at home. So he's off in the Pacific fighting the Japanese, and he just kept the faith. He had a job to do. He volunteered to do it just like I did, but he sure as heck didn't get paid $178,000. And currently nobody's shooting at me. So it's not 120 degrees either. So I think we need to hold all this in perspective, and if we got to stay and get this thing right, let's stay and get it right. If we miss Christmas, that's part of the job. Anyway, thank y'all so much for sending me here.
That is Rep. Tim Burchett, who I talked about yesterday, because there was a list going around of congressmen, House Republicans that voted no. And here is that list again. I'm just going to put it on the screen. Charlie Kirk posted it. And here is Tim Burchett's name, as you can see right there on your screen. And I didn't want anybody to confuse Tim Burchett with being a rhino, because as you saw there in that first clip, Tim Burchett has always been someone who has been transparent. When they have voted on something, he's made a video afterwards and explained why he voted the way that he voted. He's never hidden from anything, which I respect completely. And his Liberty score is 95. He's got almost a perfect score. So this isn't a guy who is a rhino. And he recently went on to CNN and absolutely schooled them. But like I said, this is why I love Tim Burchett, man. He does not back down. He talked about a few things in this video clip, one of them being the whole Matt Gaetz situation, and he absolutely schooled them on that. But we're going to get into the Liz Cheney situation today with Tim Burchett, because, man, does he embarrass this guy on CNN. So with that being said, let's dive in.
Well, speaking of President-elect Trump, he posted this on Truth Social this morning. We showed to our viewers that former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney could be in a lot of trouble based on her work on the January 6th committee. He has said he would like to see members of that committee go to jail. Obviously, you know that there was a House Republican report on January 6th. It recommends that there be a criminal investigation into Liz Cheney. Do you think there should be a criminal investigation into Liz Cheney, one of your former colleagues?
If she broke the law, why should she be exempt? If I guarantee you, if Manu Raju or you broke the law, they'd drag y'all into court in chains. And why should she be exempt?
You don't think Liz Cheney broke the law, do you?
If she manipulated this thing, if she met with people, if she coached them, as they're saying, if she talked to them on a secret website, which they're saying she did, if she coached them, if she altered evidence, if she withheld evidence, then she broke the law.
What's the evidence? What's the evidence of that?
Wait for it.
The report came out just days after Donald Trump said that Liz Cheney and other members of the committee should go to jail. Aren't they just doing his bidding?
What's the evidence that Matt Gaetz has other than a report? You've got a report. It's the same thing. That's why people do not trust the media. You have a double standard for one and not for the other. If she didn't break the law, then she's fine. But if she did break the law, she should be held accountable. What is wrong with them asking questions? You said
House
it's okay
Ethics
for
Committee.
them
The House.
Bing, 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 bing. And that is why people don't trust the media. Boy, man, I'm telling you, Tim Burchett, he's one of the good guys. Don't mistake him voting no on this continued resolution, which actually I said if I were in the House and I was asked to vote on what they were voting, I wouldn't have voted for any of them. Not the first one, that was 1,500 pages. Not the second one, that was 116 or something pages. And not when they brought it back up the third time. I would have voted no every single time. And all of you agreed. All of you agreed. This is ridiculous at this point. I'm not bending the knee. You can kiss my black behind. Okay, so I'm standing with Tim Burchett on this one. Hey, And as y'all can see here, he is not a rhino at all whatsoever. Not even a little bit. Okay. But yeah, man, I agree with him. This is one of the reasons why people don't trust the media. There's a double standard. This guy is twisting his tongue into knots trying to defend Liz Cheney from being investigated. What's wrong with investigating? Like Tim Burchett said, what's wrong with asking questions? But apparently that's a terrible thing because obviously Liz Cheney is running with Democrats now. So it's a terrible thing to ask questions about her or investigate her. Nobody's saying, hey, throw her in jail instantly, although that's where I believe she should be. But people are just asking questions and investigating. What's wrong with that? Remember, Democrats are running around here saying nobody's above the law. No one is above the law. Well, it seems like they're trying to put Liz Cheney above the law.
The Ethics Committee is voting to release this report, presumably with some Republican help. This is a House Republican report on January 6th recommending that Liz Cheney be criminally investigated.
If she broke the law,
isn't this
then she should
Banana
be.
Republic stuff?
Why is she being exempted from the law? Everybody who broke the law should be exempted. No, it's not Banana Republic. If she broke the law, I don't see why that's such a hard thing. If she didn't break the law,
there's
as
no
she
evidence
said,
she
then
broke the
she's
law.
fine.
There's no evidence she broke the law. They just looked into what happened on January 6th and Donald Trump's attempt to overturn a free and fair election.
Other than Barry Loudermilk, who's a very respected member of Congress, doing his very long investigation and very tiring investigation into this. And if they found it, I think it ought to be brought to light. If not, then she's fine. I don't have a problem with them investigating that.
You want the government to go after Trump's political enemies?
If they broke the law, I don't care if they're my political enemies or they're my friends. If they broke the law, dadgummit, they ought to be brought in and they ought to be brought to justice. There shouldn't be. That's what we talk about all the time. That's why Trump's in the White House, because there is two systems of justice in this country, and you can't have it both ways. You have got to. It's got to be straight and right down the middle. You can go back and watch all the tapes that the conservatives put out of the Democrats saying there's not two forms of justice, there's just one. Well, there is two forms of justice. The Biden White House, obviously, they're releasing criminals, they're releasing pedophiles, they're releasing Chinese communist spies, and at a record number, and nobody's paying attention.
I also heard a report that Biden is looking at considering making sure that the people on death row are no longer on death row. Yeah. And I actually dropped a couple of YouTube shorts, and if you don't watch my YouTube shorts, definitely check them out, on some of the other terrible folks that Biden is giving pardons to. I mean, some absolutely terrible folks. Absolutely disgusting folks. Biden is just handing them pardons. Now, I don't believe it's completely Biden. I think it's the people around him that are actually, the people that have been running the show the past 4 years that are doing all of this. I don't think this is Biden. But still, it has his name on it, which part of me is like, maybe it shouldn't. It should have the people around him that are actually making these decisions. They should step to the front so we know exactly who they are that are giving all these people pardons. But what do y'all think? Let me know.
Two systems of justice in this country, and I'm tired of him, and you should be either.
Congressman, I mean, you don't think that the January 6th committee should have investigated what took place at the Capitol on January 6th?
Well,
I know you don't believe that. I know you don't believe that.
If they investigate it, why didn't they call me in? I volunteered. I was the last person to leave the House floor, the last House member. Myself, Mark Wayne Mullen. Neither one of us was called in to see what we saw, to show what leadership. All they did was investigate the political wherewithal. It was a witch hunt from the start. That's why the final episode of that crazy thing, there was more people watching reruns of SpongeBob on the Cartoon Network than watching that clown show.
So is this about getting revenge? Is this about Trump getting revenge and House Republicans going along with it?
It's about justice. When we point the finger at somebody who's not kind to us, you all automatically assume it's political. If it's political, then why not play it out into the court of public opinion? You sure had it played out on January 6th, and you never called anybody in. It was all a political witch hunt. They stacked the committee. They didn't allow then Speaker McCarthy to appoint his two people that he wanted.
You and I have talked about this before. Congressman, you and I have talked about this. It would never have happened in the first place if Trump had just honored the results of that election. But that's all the time we have. Congressman Tim Burchett.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why CNN's ratings are in the toilet. In the absolute toilet. And, you know, I'm going to put this up on the screen really quickly because in this clip, they talk about, you know, the whole Liz Cheney situation a little bit more. But
prosecuted for her work on the January 6th Select Committee. The report accuses her of witness tampering. CNN's Chris.
Yeah, so you see that there, okay? Yeah, I hit the dislike button, which this video has more dislikes than likes, which is crazy. I don't think that I've ever had a video. I'm trying to think. I don't think that I've ever had a video that had more dislikes than likes. Like my like to dislike ratio is nowhere near even 50%. Like it's like 99.8, 99.9, you know, likes versus like dislikes. So it's nowhere close to this. So the fact that they're getting this type of ratio is crazy to me. Let's read the comments on this though. Lie a little bit harder. Trump's library needs another 16 mil. If Trump puts at least 200,000 in, I'm going on. Oh, I don't know what that is. Trump quote. What is that? House key witness that testified about Hunter has just pled guilty for lying. Dana Bash is very dishonest. Why didn't you show the text between Hutchinson and Cheney? What is this? I feel like this is like one of those bots or something. Which I do have a bot that sometimes pops up in my comment section. I'm sorry, y'all. There's not a whole lot I can do. I've tried to kick them out previous, you know, plenty of times, but they just make another account and come right back and they pretend it's me when it's not actually me. Like they take my logo and everything. Now, make sure you're paying attention to the name because they can't copy my name, like my actual username on here. So make sure you're paying attention to that and don't go to WhatsApp or wherever, Telegram or whatever. It's a scam, okay? And it's not me. I just wanted to put that out there. And as you can see, it looks like we got some more bots commenting on other pages as well. People are waking up to smell the oligarchy. Wonder how Trump administration is going to pump. What? CNN is complicit. Does CNN have an extra 15 million to spare plus 1 million in attorney fees? Should have pledged. Bro, what is all this? That's weird, bro. Corruption needs to be exposed and people held accountable. She said nobody is above the law. Witness tampering is a serious charge. So yeah, people investigate all of them. So people are love how CNN is so scared of Trump. Makes me so happy. So their own comment section is going after them. The comment section is also like full of bots too, which is kind of interesting. A little weird, pretty weird. But yeah, and they wonder why their ratings are in the tank. It's because of stuff like this, where they're trying to defend someone who's simply being investigated. What's wrong with looking into something? Exactly. These are also the same folks who said that we were terrible folks when we would question Biden. They would say, remember they said what they call it, cheap fakes when we were all sharing the clip of Biden wandering off at the summit with the other leaders, wandering off looking like a lost puppy. Or when Obama guided him off stage, like, come on, let's go. Oh, no, that's a lie. You know, when you look at it from this angle over here, it tells a different story. No, it didn't. We saw the same thing. And the ratings continue to crumble. But hey, that is just going to be good for folks like myself because it pushes more and more people away from them. And as you saw with that like to dislike ratio, it pushes more people away. And they will be out of a job. So, I mean, keep it up, I guess. Keep it up. It's just a little annoying, like when they're just blatantly lying to our faces like we're some type of idiot or something. Anyway, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Thanks for tuning in as always. Shout out to Tim Burchett. Man. One of the good guys. Peace and love. I'm out.